Morty, we have a huge problem, Morty. When spring break's over, we have to go back to work. I don't know what to do. I don't know how I'm going to take anything seriously, considering we're all still trapped in our homes. How are we gonna survive? I don't know how we're gonna do this. I was very proud of this one. This is a Lego Rick from Rick and Morty. It's not Lego, it's like one of those other brands. My wife got me this guy. I find him to be very, very cool. Anyway, so spring break is over, and we are still in COVID-19 hell. So I'm thinking two things. One, we probably need to try to slow down. I've been giving you guys a lot of stuff to do, a lot of discussions, a lot of everything. Let's focus on one task for this video, one task only. And I'm going to try to give this to you in a way that's much, much simpler. But before we get to the task, not a lot of you have submitted to the formal proposal assignment yet. I'm not too worried about that because the due date for that really is like pretty much end of semester. But I don't want you guys to get buried by stuff. If the formal proposal is bothering you, let me know. And for those of you who have contacted me, I want to reiterate, the formal proposal is not supposed to be a dense pile of writing. It is info mapped. And I realize that I don't know if I really explained the concept of info mapping very well before the break. Now, and when I say break, I mean the forcible quarantine. Info mapping means that you pay a lot more attention to how a document is designed. How does it look? Is it accessible? Info mapping is going to have a lot of figures. It's going to have a lot of whites. It's going to have a lot of white space separating information. So it's going to look like business letters. It's going to look like, different types of reports, documents. So when I say 6 pages for this formal proposal, that might not be nearly the amount of writing that you're thinking it is. It's going to end up blowing up a lot faster than you might initially assume it will. So the big thing is cobble together a submission. Put it into the Dropbox, and let's see where it goes. I'll give you suggestions. I'm going to be very forgiving on this. And, make sure that you subdivide things. You put different sections into it. You put bullet points. You have tables if you want. All of those things are going to really space out the writing and make it easier to fill up that page requirement. So, you guys might be making this a little bit harder than you might initially think. But again, I understand the confusion. You've got till the last week of April for this thing. The last day of class is technically May 6th. So you have time to get this thing figured out. You have time to submit it to the Dropbox, and I will give you feedback on it. We'll work on this, okay? Now, for this week, in this video, I want to start by having you guys do a bit of an extra info mapping exercise. What I want you to do is I want you to create a formal letterhead for your group. For those of you who don't immediately know what letterhead is, that's the fancy paper, the fancy form that they have a logo. It'll have contact information. It'll have email address. Sometimes it can have quotes. Letterhead is something that you can play around with a lot. What I want you to do is go into your group discussion forums. Everyone lay out a quick description of what your company letterhead should be. Now, do you have to necessarily take this 100% seriously? Not necessarily. If you want your letterhead to have a severed head as its logo, you could do that. Now, again, I like to point stuff out like that because this is a class. It's not the real world. It doesn't. Now, it does need to be appropriate for your company, though. So everyone in the group, pitch your idea of what the letterhead should be. Maybe even everybody submit an attempt at the letterhead, and then somebody choose the letterhead. Now, whoever's attempt at the letterhead gets chosen will be used later when we do the crisis. And whichever person's letterhead is chosen, I might give a few bonus points to. Now, the thing is, I'm trying to balance the idea of the group project identity for this without making it absolutely necessary that the groups work together 100% the way that I originally envisioned it. This is why I'm thinking doing this as a kind of contest in the groups might be a fun way to get some extra points in the grade book and also still have a bit of a group work mentality to it. So everybody discuss whatever. Whoever gets chosen gets bonus points. Now, I'm sure I will have people writing me confused. Please don't be afraid to do that. That's what I'm here for. Call me, text me. This project really is going to count more towards attendance. It has to be what it is. Have some fun, and we'll use this letterhead as we move into the crisis assignment, which will be the final assignment for the semester. It will be a big one. And we're going to work on it for the rest of the semester because theoretically what I really would like to stop giving you so many YouTube videos where I'm always asking you to do stuff. And I'd like for there to be a giant project that we all know we're working on. So that way I don't always have to be chasing you around. If I can kind of reduce the amount of interaction that's happening every single Monday, Wednesday, Tuesday, Thursday, then that will help me out, and I think it'll help you guys out. So follow along with me for a bit. Let's get this created. Let's get some extra points in that grade book. Anyway, Rick's very proud of you, and he thinks you guys are, he thinks you guys are the best. Y'all have an excellent day. Oh, and I'll post some written directions for this under the video as well.